Redditors with so's who talk in their sleep. What is the creepiest thing they've said? My wife doesn't talk in her sleep, but I did wake up once to her sitting up, leaning over me and staring at me Paranormal Activity style. It was terrifying, and she has no recollection of it. Too many Asians here. I'm Asian. She's starting shaking me and yelling that the financial reports don't match. She's an accountant. Soft creepy laughter and then immediately propping up at a 90-degree angle saying, "It's ALLLL part of the show." Then going back to sleep. So, can you see it? In the corner? Me. What? So, ZZZZZZZZZ. MEH. I talk in my sleep regularly. One instance comes to mind. My so said she was going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. On her way back, I said it's following you and went back to sleep. I come in to go to bed, lay down and I'm about to turn the bedside lamp off. Cue him turning over, eyes still shut, obviously still asleep. Don't turn the light off. I'm confused now. Why? They need to see. Now I'm freaking the duck out wondering who is in our bedroom that I haven't noticed. Who needs to see? The bugs. Why do the bugs need to see? To read. This happened months ago and I still haven't let it go. I honestly started keeping track of the weirder things conversations we've had that she remembers nothing of. The 25th of November she wakes up. So fish sticks? Clear and loud. Me fish sticks? What do you mean? So are you making fish sticks? Me yes I'm making fish sticks. So okay. Goes back to sleep. I was told by my so that I said, give her a lobotomy. Right through the temple. Edit. It was me that said it, not her. Initially he just mumbled something I couldn't understand. I turned around to face him and asked him what he had said. He responded in his sleep, "Don't worry about it," and then laughed in this villainous way that I've never heard him use while awake. It honestly creeped me out. My boyfriend once cupped my crotch in his sleep and said, 2 out of 5 stars. Edit. Whoops. I clearly got carried away reading the other comments and forgot it was supposed to be something creepy. Regardless, thanks for the gold. Glad you all get a kick out of my crotch's low rating. And yes, I'm still with the bugger. Well, at least I don't have Alzheimer's. She's acting like a rich. Of course I stole her Valium. My fiancée is super active while sleeping. It used to bother me but now I'm used to it. One time I asked her to give me her pillow while she was sleeping and she said, okay, and then pulled it out from under her head and threw it at me. She slept the rest of the night without a pillow and was quite pissed when she woke without a pillow and after I told her what she did. Wild women everywhere. My girlfriend, now wife, and I were sleeping in my bed in college. Due to not being able to control the temperature in my room, which was kept at a tropical 105 degrees despite it being a brutal winter, we always slept with the window open and my bedroom door cracked for circulation. I also lived on the ground floor apartment of a brownstone in Boston. In the dead middle of the night, she starts smacking me. GF babe. I startle awake. What? GF. Whispers, there's someone standing in the doorway. Muffled whimpers. Adrenaline starts pumping. I prepare to fight the intruder. I quickly scan the room for something to make an impromptu weapon out of. Finally my eyes adjust to the dark. I'm fully awake and I see that no one is actually there. Me no there isn't. You're sleeping. GF muffled laughing. She had zero recollection of the entire incident the next morning. I had to recount to her how she almost made me crap my pants in the middle of the night. My GF fell out with me while she was sleeping one night. She asked me to pass the light up picture frame and when I asked her what she was talking about she shouted fine, I'll get it myself and actually started walking about the room looking for something. It's not really creepy but I don't get a chance to tell the story often. A compilation. All of these start with her shaking me awake. Her. SHHHH. They're on the roof. Me. Ooh. Her. ZZZZZZZZ. Her. Where is he going to sleep? Me. Ooh. Her. The man whose hair points. Me. What? Her. ZZZZZZZZ. Her. I see it over there by the stairs. Me. Silently eating self. Her. ZZZZZZZZ. Her. Do you see her? Me. Sigh who? Her. The lady in the corner. Me. There's nobody there. Her. Her eyes. Me. There's nobody there. Her. I hope she goes away. ZZZZZZZZ. Me. Doesn't sleep. She never remembers saying this stuff. I'm the sleep talker, but the best I've ever been told about was, no, none of them have heads. She said don't leave me for $3. My girlfriend will do this every so often, but this one time she was having a really bad nightmare and she just straight up screamed at the top of her lungs right into my face. I woke up with an adrenaline rush that is still my closest guess for what sugar feels like. I woke her up by stroking her hair and whispering to her that it would be okay, and she thanked me the next morning. I've told this on here before, but my husband is out of control with his sleep talking. You almost can't call it sleep talking, because you would swear this M-fair knows exactly what he's doing. It isn't just talking. He gets up out of bed, will literally be walking around the house doing things like he's totally aware. Could hold a full conversation with you. It takes a minute to realize whether he's awake or not. He's so sure of himself. So probably the scariest thing was one night I knocked out. It has to be like 3 AM. And his big ass bolts out of bed like I've never seen in my life. Waking me up and frantically yelling we have to go now. We have to get out of here. Follow me. Hurry up. I literally go into full panic mode and start trying to grab things and get my dogs. All while trying to ask him WTF is going on. But he's so serious about this that I just trust that there must be something bad happening. Within a minute or so I noticed that as frantic as he was walking around, he wasn't really doing anything, just kind of going in circles. At that point it clicked that he wasn't really awake. I had been woken up from a dead sleep too obviously, so I started saying his name over and over and telling him it was okay, and he kind of just snapped out of it and was like, oh, sorry about that. Definitely was freaked TF out for a minute there though. Thanks so much for the platinum. I'm not sure what's more terrifying than you're so sitting upright and saying they're here only to collapse back into their deep slumber. Edit. Didn't expect this thread to blow up as it did. Thank you. My fiancée is Chinese and didn't have the best upbringing there. It is common for her to yell in a distressed tone in her sleep random Chinese phrases. Absolutely terrifying the first few times experiencing it. Now I just kind of cuddle with her a little bit harder when it happens. Put IT away. Now. This was only our 4th night sleeping together and I didn't even have anything out. Not so, but my son came into my room while I was napping and I said, we need to decapitate them and take them back to the lab. Woke up to go to the bathroom one night. As I move to get up my boyfriend goes, don't go out there. Thinking he's awake and joking with me I go, oh yeah. Why? He sits upright, eyes wide open and goes, she's out there, and flopped back down asleep. I held it for the rest of the night. Kill the writers up. My brother once woke me up screaming a number in his sleep. None of us could understand the significance of this number until a run of Mythbusters came on. It was the length of track from when they raced toy cars versus real cars. My boyfriend has PTSD from his time in the Marines and what they did overseas. The other night, I had my arm around his waist and he patted my hand and said, you're never going to make it out of here. You're just another casualty about to happen. You're going to die, and luckily we're married because you have life insurance. We're not married. Lol. Not my so, but my roommate said this in his sleep at 4 AM. Are you texting demons? Oddly high-pitched laugh. You're friends with demons. So, SHHH be quiet. She'll hear us. I ask who. So response, the woman who lives here. SHHHH, she's in the hallway. Not my so, but still kinda funny but very scary at the time. So little me had a nightmare and went to my parents' room to tell my mom and get a cuddle so I could go back to sleep. I knocked on the door and opens it very quietly so only my mom wakes and not my dad. Since mom is a very light sleeper and dad a heavy one. I get in and at that moment dad jumps out of bed and shouts, I do not want to see you here again. I fled up the stairs and cried and mom followed me and told me she didn't know what happened either. Dad says he doesn't remember it but I sure do. Not so, but a roommate. Woke up the whole house shouting, "Where is the head? Where is the head?" It's touching her with its scaly hooves. Followed by, "I can't swim, but neither can the losses. Lol, I guess she was dreaming about lizard horses." My mother loves to still bring this story up. Happened back during my 8th grade year of school. One morning she walked in to see if I was awake. So she asked, "Are you awake?" To which I apparently said, "Duck. I don't know, is it meat?" It was all while dead asleep. He did that sit straight up in bed thing that I thought only happened in movies, then shouted, "They're coming for my skin." Chuckled, then fell back asleep. I had an ex-girlfriend whose first language was Welsh. When she spoke in her sleep, it sounded like she was speaking in tongues. I talk in my sleep, and my girlfriend told me this story after we woke up. I had evidently turned toward her, shook her with my face, and yelled, "They took my goddamn arms, Johnny," before slumping back over and going back to sleep. Edit. Holy it, I never thought dramatic sleep me would ever do anything to warrant such a reaction. Thank you. Also, thank you very much for the gold and silver strangers. I'm the sleep talker. My ex-wife said I would sit up just about every night, with my eyes open, tell her I love her, and then lay back down and fall asleep. My ex used to talk in his sleep all the time. I would write down what he said or start talking to him to have whole conversations with him in his sleep. In the morning, I would put them as statuses on Facebook because I thought it was hilarious. The one that scared the shit out of me though was when I was in the other room with my headphones on. Around 2 AM, I was playing a game with people and, out of nowhere, I heard my ex loudly, robotically go, "H-A, H-A, 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 H-A." It was like someone broke his laugh. I walked in there to see what was happening, but he was asleep again and silent. Edit to add, it's not a laugh from League. At least, not that I know. He only ever played 3 video games total, Pokemon, Row, and Borderlands. I was the gamer in the family, but I never touched League. So, duck that it. Me, what it? So, that's it. Edit, my first Reddit gold. Thanks. She leaned up and got about 2 inches from my face and said 2 people sleep in a dorm room, then burst out laughing hysterically. It was our first night together. Not so much creepy as it is odd, but I overheard my wife accurately recite my social security number aloud whilst sleeping. When I told her about it the next morning, she said I had to have been making that up, as she definitely does not know my social security number. I didn't believe her and made her swear to me and on our marriage that she wasn't lying. And she said that if someone was pointing a gun to my head and that he would pull the trigger unless she accurately recited my social security number. She'd tell me she loved me and that she'd remember me fondly once I died. It was the oddest thing. I posted this in a similar thread months ago, but it's relevant. Same house, same bedroom, different women, 5 years apart. First woman, we are asleep in bed and she takes this huge, deep breath that wakes me up. Then, she says they are here now and want to speak to you. I'm going to let them use me. So, of course, I wake her up violently like WTF. All she can tell me is that she saw several shadowy people in her dream who told her that they had a message for me but needed her to talk to me. Okay. Second woman, we are asleep together and the same thing happens. Deep, long breath that wakes me up, except this time, she screams there are people in this room with us. I get her calmed down by assuring her that we were alone. She never sleeps over again. I sell the house. Lol. Just stuff that conclusively revealed she was a Nazi despite her earlier representations that she wanted the Holy Grail merely for its historical value. I'm gonna blatantly disobey the rules here and post the funniest thing. Also obligatory, not me, but a friend. I have 2 friends that are married. He was a roommate of mine in college and she was our neighbor in college. I still keep up with them. She told me that one time in the middle of the night she woke up and had the following exchange with her husband. Him, AWW it. Her, what did you say? Him, AWW it. Big ol' titties. Edited for clarity. I talk in my sleep. My wife has told me many stories. The best one hands down has to be when she was pregnant. She woke up with really bad heartburn and nausea. She tried to wake me up and tell me she's not feeling well. She tells me I legit said, you know those feelings you are feeling? Just turned them off and fell back to sleep. I'm really lucky my wife knows I sleep talk and loves me. She doesn't hold anything I say like that against me, just teases me a lot. Not my with me so. But while I was on a camping trip with a bunch of friends, me being tired went to sleep around midnight while they would go on and talk for a bit in the outer tent. After about an hour when I'd gone to sleep, they zip the tent open, which makes quite a lot of noise, and without actually waking up I sit up 90 degrees. Tell them in the clearest voice, what did I say? Keep it quiet ducking idiots, and laid down again. The morning after was a pretty weird one. They didn't know I talked in my sleep. Steven. What? He's coming out of the faucet. What? Steven's coming out of the faucet. I was rearranging my pillow nest in the middle of the night and he must have felt threatened. Whoa 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 no, whoa, put those down, whoa whoa please no. Some other delightful experiences. By fortuitous design we are asleep with our faces 1 centimeter apart. Him. Barks loudly like an aggressive ferocious dog. Me. Wake up completely due to mini heart attack and scream. Him. Whines softly like a chastised dog. He sits up suddenly in bed laughing like a maniac. Me. It's okay. Go back to sleep. Him. Me. Falling back asleep. Him. No, you go back to sleep. Me. Just lie down. Him. Goes from a 90-degree angle to a 45-degree angle and his sleeping self pretends to be asleep and in doing so achieves true meter status. Me. I know you're not lying down properly. Him. Yes I am. Me. K whatever. My GF at the time was working for the welfare department. I got up during night to go to the bathroom, and when I've come back into my bedroom she was sitting upright and sternly telling me that I had not correctly declared my income and assets. She had no recollection of it the next day. My so is an anesthetist. He frequently dreams about work. Sometimes I woke up to him sitting straight in bed, staring at me. When I talked to him, he wouldn't answer. When I asked him in the morning, he remembered having watched if I was breathing or needed an intubation. This happened quite often when he just started working in his field. One time he woke me up by saying, I know, we have it somewhere around here. This huge, wrought iron KO. I never got to know what it was. Not and so but a friend during school camp, my name, Mustard Constellation. It keeps me up to this very day. Some great plot for a horror film. You'll have some possessed loved ones. I thought she was awake but we were laying in bed last week and this is how it went. GF. I'm gonna it myself. Me. What? No, go to the bathroom. GF. Ugh. I'm gonna it the bed. Me. Why don't you go to the bathroom if you've got a poop? GF. What? That doesn't make any sense at all. I'm trying to make these trees grow. Just shut up. This is when I realized she was sleeping and started laughing hysterically, which made her angry. She didn't remember any of it the next morning. I'm at the drop site. Starts laughing. The Germans will never suspect it. Then BOOOM. Not words, but a laugh. My husband has, on more than one occasion, laughed in his sleep. But it's not a normal laugh. It's either a lot deeper and slower, almost insidious, or it's a higher pitch, sometimes up and down rapidly with the pitch, and kind of staccato. Neither laugh sounds like him when he's awake. It's unsettling. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen too often. Not my so but one of my friend's mother used to talk in her sleep frequently. Apparently she was petting her BF's hair and telling him all the ways that she could kill him and make it look like an accident. Told her about it in the morning and she just laughs and said they weren't bad ideas. Not a thing he said, but a noise he made. A repetitive for as long as 10 minutes at a time. Reminiscent of a wolf's howl, accompanied at least once by him punching me repeatedly in his sleep. Yes, it was PTSD, and yes, we did break up, mainly because he refused to get therapy and dissolved into alcoholism. Being punched while asleep wasn't awesome either. Call Queen Elizabeth. The vampires are coming. and snorks.